Look at this guy. Look at this guy with his orange hair. And I'm sure if you have, presumably, pervy. By the way, what's up, YouTube? This is LA Prepper. Gonna be doing some comment reviews, video response, or video response to comments, video comment response. Anyways, to ohpervyone, one of my, at least in volume, one of the most active commenters. I mean, the most active in terms of lengthy comments, which is totally cool. And that's part of the reason I'm making this video, just to let my subs know. By the way, thank you guys. I have, and girls, and all pronouns, all appropriate pronouns. I do have over 100 subscribers. I think we're at 102 right now. Almost at 10,000 views. Woo, 190 more views to go. 101 subscribers. So, woohoo! I owe you, and you might remember this, I owe you a 100 subscriber challenge. I'm about to owe you a 10,000 view challenge. I mean, even if you said, like, go shoot a squirrel and skin it and eat it, that'd be kind of a challenge. Especially because getting a hunting license is no small order. And I'm doing that on the 13th, but we're getting off topic. Always getting off topic. ohpervyone. Okay. He leaves a lot of great comments, and I appreciate it, and I'm going to try to get a little bit into some of the stuff he's been talking about. All right, so first video, we're going to start on harbor trait video. Harbor trait? Did I say harbor trait? Harbor freight. Greenhouse. Wants me to buy a greenhouse. I would love a greenhouse. I can't put it anywhere. I don't have space. I don't have yard space. I live in an apartment. Not to say that all apartments don't have yard space, but my apartment does not have yard space. So greenhouse is not really part of the deal. I'm not sure. If I had a house, I'm not sure. There's probably a few plants that would benefit from the greenhouse, but for a few months of the year, by and large, it's not too bad in Cali. Of course, you know that because you live in Cali. But anyways, night temps below 45. Oh, he's talking about using the greenhouse to help heat my place. I think. I think using the greenhouse to heat my apartment versus using the apartment to heat the greenhouse. Speaking of keeping greenhouses warm, pervy, you're going to like this. You might have seen it before, but I was watching, incidentally, some videos on farming the other day, a few weeks ago. And one method that a few people use to heat their greenhouse is decomposing plant matter. So you kind of have your compost heap, and it doesn't have to be a compost heap, but any plant matter you put there will decompose. So you could put a bunch of hay and grass there and let it decompose, or you could try to put a more composty type mix there. But at any rate, some kind of decomposing organic matter, and you kind of insulate this little sort of semicircular kind of dam, if you will, like a little half of an igloo, so to speak, at one end of your greenhouse. And you preferably you put some piping, I don't know, 3-4 inch, some amount of inches of piping. I suppose smaller piping would be more affordable, and preferably piping with some good thermal properties. Very thin wall stainless steel or aluminum would be amazing. Rubber or something that insulates a little better, maybe not a great idea, but at any rate, and a little fan or probably a fan would be a good idea. And you use the decomposing plant matter to help heat your greenhouse. Now keep in mind, depending on what kind of matter you're using to decompose, the temperature could be, anywhere from, 70, 80 degrees Fahrenheit up to like 90, 100, 110 degrees Fahrenheit. So definitely you're going to get some serious warmth out of this pile, especially in the center of the pile. It gets warmer near the center, and if you insulate it, you do even better. It decomposes a little bit faster, and you also just have a more efficient heater, if you will. So that, if any of you out there have a greenhouse, and you live in a winter area, definitely, I don't have a link to the video. If any of you guys are interested, let me know and I'll try to grab one. But anyways, yes, greenhouses are cool, growing stuff, trying to get into it. The planet flips its polar axis. Well, I think it's happened a few times, but I think it's a relatively slow process. So even if it started right now, I think it would take, I don't know, a few decades or a few hundred years for it to completely flip. So it would get crazy for our grandkids and great grandkids maybe, but I don't know if it would get crazy for us. Pencil box from the 99-cent store. Well, you might have seen that video where I showed you I keep some tools in a leopard print pencil box. So yes, I am familiar with that. Tackle box. Yes, tackle boxes are good. In fact, I'll show you the 99-cent tackle box. I have one. This is the 99-cent tackle box. It has a label on it, miscellaneous tools only. That is what it has, miscellaneous stuff. And I put miscellaneous not so much because I know that it's random, but also as an indicator to me that the point of this is not to make it a complete toolbox, because I have, since I do handyman work, I have complete sets of tools in other places. But since you're all curious what's in the mystery toolbox, not very exciting stuff. This is actually a wrench I got at the 99-cent store. It's a bicycle wrench. It's a really, really cool freaking wrench. It has a lot of sizes. It has 7 up to 17. And it has a flathead and a bottle opener. Actually, it has 2 different bottle openers. Don't ask me what the difference is. They look almost identical to me, but they're not. But it has metric sizes from 7 to 17 millimeters. It's just, for $1, put this tool in your bug out backpack. Put it in your car. It's not going to be perfect for every situation. You can't, sometimes you want an open end wrench and sometimes a closed end wrench isn't good. But for a lot of cases, a closed end wrench works. So for $1, to have all those different sizes, that's great. Got some stubby screwdrivers, super useful. Oh, my car seat. It's so sick. One of the things I need to start a list of things that I'm going to pay for when I have a real job, and one of them is going to be to get my car seat reupholstered because I'm never selling that damn car. I love that car. It has some amount of sentimental value to me, and it's also just a really great car. And I'm going to be honest, guys, I wasn't really a prepper when I bought it, but I tell you this, I only partially got the all-wheel drive because I wanted to use it for a snowmobile. I bought a season pass for snowboarding and messed up my knee first day out. That was fun. But back to ohpervyone's comments. Tackle boxes, yes. Pencil boxes, yes. Read more. Okay. Gray man. School equipment is perfect camouflage for bug out stuff. It's very true. And other than weapons, I can basically take anything to school. Well, that's not true. But weapons is one of the biggest no-nos to take to school. I will say for obvious reasons, the main reason is that they just don't trust us, I guess, I'm sure back in the 30s or 40s or 50s or 60s or 70s or 80s, in fact, if you can tell me a time that you knew a bunch of your friends took knives to school and nobody cared, let me know, because I don't think I've ever gone to school in a time when that was okay. And I'm a little over 35, so anyways. Alright, so that's one comment. Got a lot of good comments. All these, I read every comment, people. I just want to let you know. I may not always reply to it. I really do try to reply to every single individual comment. What's up, Acer? Acer's Joe Jordan. Joe Jordan's been leaving a couple comments recently. Thank you. Bitter end. That's what I'm talking about, Joe Jordan. Bitter end. Yeah, I'm not gonna go quietly into the night, that's for sure. But at the same time, I'm not going to Antifa protests with shields and bats. I talked about that in another video. It's one thing to stand your ground and stand up for what you believe in. It's another thing to go out looking for trouble. I don't think most preppers go out looking for trouble. I don't think that's the type of people that we are. Oprah's in danger. Oh my god. Okay, we're getting off track. Pervy, here we go. Talking about gambling and going to Vegas. I need to go to Vegas this year. I'm not a big gambler. I don't really care about the shows and stuff, but I just need to go to Vegas, maybe by myself. I feel like it's maybe a little bit lame to go to Vegas by yourself, but you can do whatever you want in Vegas. I would not partake in all of the legal activities in Vegas because, not that I'm opposed to it, but let's just leave it at that. I'm not getting into that with my YouTube subscribers, but yeah, Vegas, maybe, hey, pervy, I don't know. Pervy and LA prepper in Vegas. It could be some crazy times. In fact, I have this like random idea that of like doing a prepping expo in Los Angeles, because I don't think we have a prepping expo, and I think Los Angeles needs a prepping expo. I think it would be really cool, and I think trying to organize one, as an insurmountably impossible and agonizing task as that would be, it would be so fun. It would be so much fun. And I think it's a really cool niche in the market because it's not just outdoorsy. It's not, if there's such a thing as like conspiracy theorist products, it's not, like that either. It's kind of a very specific niche of a combination of things that are useful to prepare for, unforeseen things and sometimes foreseen things. So anyways, Pervy, if you want to go to Vegas or start a prepping expo with me, let me know. I do want to get in touch with some of the local preppers. I don't mean to kid about that. I'm not quite sure how I want to do it. I was actually thinking about maybe inviting them to come volunteer with me, or have like a prepping barbecue, or like a prepping, get together where we do something like, build a fire, or, I don't know, something like that. I'm not ready to make that kind of commitment yet to a regular thing. I'd be down to do it like once or twice, and I'd probably be okay with doing it multiple times. But anytime you kind of start organizing something, life just gets more complicated. And I'm not really trying to prioritize complicating my life, but it would be really cool. I know there's only so many people in LA, but it would be really cool. And maybe even a regional thing. I mean, honestly, if I was working, when I start working full time and have some money for airfare and stuff, once a year, I would love to get together with my subs, or, with a bunch of different preppers, not just my subs. Like maybe if all of us decided to go to Prep Expo Austin or Prepping Expo Colorado or whatever, that'd be really cool. Even get some out of country people, maybe some of our Canuck friends. It'd be really cool. All right, what's Pervy talking about here? Wagons for moving stuff, logistics. I really enjoyed making that video. TO SWAT, the end of society we're accustomed to. Yeah. It's very true. It's very true. People in Venezuela, didn't expect that life was going to get crazy. People in the Soviet Union didn't expect, USSR, didn't expect that life was going to get crazy. People in Germany before War II. People in Europe. People in all of Europe. I've been watching World War II in Europe. People in Europe didn't expect that life was going to get insane. Even if you were in, Portugal, and Hitler's doing stuff in Germany, even when the war broke out, it's not like you would automatically think, oh, we have to worry about Hitler. It's, oh, there's war in Europe. That's not great, but it's, anyways. You never expect society. You never expect life to really change in that significant way. Humans humans are good at a lot of things, but one thing we're not always great about is sort of perceiving alternate kind of possibilities, like really taking to heart, like the idea that you would lose your job or lose a loved one or lose the ability to, maybe use your legs or to sign your name. I work with someone who has tremors, and they would have never thought before the tremors became an issue that they would have difficulty signing their name or using a computer, for example. So you never expect society. You don't necessarily expect society to be kind of different in a major way in the short term. It's difficult to imagine, but it does happen. It does happen. So. See, this is what I'm talking about, the quality of comment that ohpervy makes. A lot of people would just say, oh, a wagon is a good idea. Sure, use a wagon. That's kind of like this level of comment. Ohpervy takes that comment and analyzes it at like a much higher level. He's talking about making yourself, being high profile because you have a wagon. If you have a wagon, not everyone has a wagon. It might be obvious. That's very true. If you go around towing wagons of supplies, you might make yourself a target. Excellent. Oh wow, holy crap, this is a long comment. Really great point. Yeah, he's talking about how much things actually weigh, that, stuff weighs a lot. Milk, water, fluids, ammo, all that stuff weighs a lot. That's why, even when I'm talking about using rolling suitcases to move your preps, you guys might be thinking, oh, I'll just put everything in my car. Everyone thinks of like the three basic options, right? Bug in, bug out vehicle, and like on foot. But of course, like I've talked about, there's kind of areas in between there. What if you want to take more than fits in your car? What if you want to take more than you can carry on your back? So pervy taking a moment to actually kind of talk about how heavy things actually are when you carry them. It's the kind of insight and feedback that I appreciate. Subscribers and people watching the videos taking time to say, yeah, this is a big deal. People should think about this. Absolutely. Oh, come on, an acronym, my inch bag. Crap. Of course I'm Googling inch like an idiot. I'm never coming home. Oh, I looked that up before and I forgot. Shame on me not knowing my prepper. I talked with a family member over the holidays. Didn't know what WROL, SHTF, or TO Twaki meant. And I looked at that family member straight in the eye and said, how can you call yourself a prepper? Ironically, this family person and I are both into prepping, and look, I like to keep, I like to respect others' privacy, so I'm not really going to say much more than that. But I just thought it was funny. I'm sometimes a little bit of a bastard and give people in my life hard time. So I was giving that family member a little bit of a hard time over an acronym. So don't give me a hard time because I didn't remember what inch bag meant. Yeah, I'm never coming home bag. For me, a never coming home bag is like those people at the airport that are trying to carry way too much shit with them. Like I got this duffel bag and this duffel bag and this duffel bag and a bike, and it's all strapped on top of my car, and my car is full and it looks too heavy, and so that's part of the reason that I plan on bugging in, because there's too much crap. If I had a Suburban, yeah, maybe, or if I had a trailer. Someday I'll have a trailer. Maybe someday I'll have a Suburban. I don't know. But, man, I'm so thirsty. Let me get some water, guys. This talking making me dehydrated. Sorry about that. I will probably not. I'll try to edit that out. I'll try. It's not that hard. It's just a little bit annoying because the part that you have to edit out is like so small that you kind of have to get there and hit pause and then split and then let it play and then hit split and then hit the X. So I guess it's not that hard. I just don't know if I feel like doing it, but I hate when people step away from the camera for a couple seconds, to be honest. So maybe I'll do it just for my own, check my closet's closed. Hate that crap too. But yeah, I got too much stuff for I'm never coming home bag. I just, even if I only tried to take like preps, clothing, food, weapons, maybe my bicycle or something, even trying to move all that is a task. I think I would use like ideally something like a bicycle and 2 trailers. A bicycle and multiple trailers would be about as little as I'm comfortable going on. Now, do I expect to keep the trailers on me at all times through all circumstances? No, not necessarily. But I ain't leaving valuable shit at the house if I don't plan on coming back. So, why would you leave a box of ammo? Why would you leave a week's worth of food? Don't. That's my opinion. Don't leave anything of significant value if you don't have to. And if you can't take everything valuable with you, I guess you got to prioritize it. That, and honestly, that in and of itself, you might have more ammo than you can carry. Probably do. You probably should. By hand anyways, That's why I think the level is important. Level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4. How much can you take with you? So that if you ever get in a crappy situation, okay, I'm going to ditch level 4 and level 5. You're not trying to like reorganize your crap like, oh, I got all my food here and all my clothing here and all my So barrels. Yeah, I was talking about barrels. Just recycling barrels. Those bins, right? Those big rolly bins that you put trash and recycling in. Now, obviously, you use the recycle barrels because they're somewhat cleaner than the trash barrels. But yeah. And he's saying in all caps, I will not abandon the idea of the inch bag. And I don't think anyone should. I think in essence the bug out bag is kind of at the core of prepping. And I don't think it's what prepping's all about, but I say it's at the core because the idea is that you keep a certain amount of goods, and of course trying to fit everything you need to survive the rest of your life in a bag is a little bit much, but the idea, of course, is that you think about being sufficient, being sufficient from the external system that we live in. Food, energy, health, everything. Yeah, that's kind of like survivalist, and I'm more of a prepper and less of a survivalist, but I think that's the idea of a bug out bag, a bug out vehicle, a bug out location, being off grid, those are all really integral parts of prepping. Not because you want to avoid society or you want to avoid people necessarily. Some preppers have different feelings about avoiding the hordes than others. Just that you need to be sufficient. The trucks might not always come. There might not always be food on the shelf. The power might not always be on. You just, even if it's for a week or a couple weeks. So anyways, Pervy's making some really great comments about moving stuff. Rope together some mop buckets to hang over my shoulders. Out of the box. Old-fashioned yoke mule. Just picturing like Pervy going down the street like, gotta move my preps to higher ground. The water's coming. I laugh, but those with the ability to move their crap and shit hits the fan, you're gonna see some prepper with a radio flyer, which is a wagon, if you're not familiar, a kid's wagon, or a recycle bin. They're gonna have a bunch of crap in it, and you're gonna say, "Wow, that was a really good idea," you know. Ideal plan for the ultimate perfect inch bag. You know, it's hard to make an inch bag. I mean, presumably two different people, two people in Los Angeles area would have a very similar inch bag because we have to deal with the same stuff. Earthquakes, fires, not so much floods. I mean, maybe if there was a really, really bad tsunami, it would certainly screw up LA. Even if the flood is 10 miles away from where I live, that would still really screw up my way of life. Very, very much. Port being shut down, emergency services being strained, et cetera, et cetera. So yeah. I'm so terrible at trying to make, I'm trying to do big things right now, like get the job. It's like super number one priority. So once I have the income to kind of buy somewhat cooler toys and spend a little more time, camping and stuff like that. Everything, I'm a little short on camping gear right now, but I'm darn near there. I got my tent, my sleeping bag, pads. I'm a little short on camping, cooking stuff. Actually, a really good reason for me to go buy a cast iron pan with a lid, because you can put cast iron over a fire or a stove. Anyways. All right, I think I've dove into that comment. This is all one comment. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. God, I can't even count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9.5, like 10 paragraphs. Just one comment. And I think that was the comment that I wrote I was going to do a video response to. So good. I'm somewhat on track. Yeah, and this other comment, he's talking about the wagons, collapsible side panels, folding sides, so they can store better when you're not using them. Wally World, putting links to stuff, he's spending energy looking up stuff, putting up links to share with us. Collapsible folding utility wagon. $70, $75, $80. How much does the $140 one hold? You better hold a lot of weight. $140, and of course it comes in pink as an option, because girls like pink. At least that's how it's supposed to work, right? Gorilla Cart has a 400-pound capacity. See, what does this chintzy little cart have? Does it even say 300? No, 32. No, that's the weight. Where's the? Come on, guys. Are you seriously not going to tell me how much this stupid thing will hold? Wow. You've got to be kidding me. It doesn't even say. Well, this is LA Prepper telling you that when you shop for a wagon, make sure you find a weight rating. Don't ever buy something to carry heavy stuff without a weight rating. That's just silly. I mean, look, it's better than nothing, but that's annoying. That's a little bit annoying. DuckDuckGo. I haven't been to DuckDuckGo recently. Oh, this is just like all results. I don't know about that. Well, anyways, you can find a wagon, I'm sure. Skateboards. Yeah. Dollies, they have collapsible carts that a lot of you that fold kind of flat that are pretty cool. Basket trucks. Oh wow, these are like the kind of things you would put a bunch of mail in and move around. Interesting. Very interesting. Keep in mind, okay, you don't necessarily always want something on 4 dollies that rotate all the way around. Sometimes you only want 2 of the dollies to rotate, because if you have something that's like a true dolly where each one goes all the way around, each caster goes all the way around, you start trying to walk along a path and the path has a slope, your thing's gonna your cart your casters and gravity will take it off the path, so that can be kind of annoying. Oh, pervy one, making comments about certain types of dreams. A U-line catalog. I want a catalog. Material handling, warehouse equipment, safety. Oh, it's like kind of like office industrial stuff. Interesting. Interesting. Sort of like warehouse supplies. Like if you ran a warehouse, you could use a U-line to help keep your warehouse moving. Or an office. Anyways, U-line. Good reference. Excellent reference, you know? It's one reason why I love interacting with the community, because I wouldn't have thought of ordering a U-line catalog. That's U, the letter U, line.com, not UYOU. Storage equipment, bag sealers, moving equipment, pallet jacks. Well, I don't personally need a pallet jack, but pallet jacks are useful as crap. I mean, at some point, you might have so much stuff in your warehouse, you might need a pallet jack. You know, you got a family of 4? Put all that food on a pallet. Why not? Easy to move. Gasoline, water, stuff's heavy. Tools. Pallets are a super easy way to move stuff if you have a pallet jack. And you have flat, nice, smooth ground. You're not gonna... Yeah, casters don't really work well in the dirt. I've tried it recently. We tried to move a 600-pound foam-filled tire at the Tank Museum on the dirt. And, yeah, didn't get far. I didn't expect it to get far. Someone else expected it to get far, but that's okay. We ended up picking it up with a forklift. And let me tell you, this freaking tire really, I mean, seriously, was about 300 to 500 pounds. An enormously heavy tire. Kayaks and canoes. You know, if I was going to do stuff with preppers, like a prepping kayak, like a kayak camping prepping trip, oh, that would be so much fun. You know, like launching from somewhere and then canoeing across a lake, and then, you know, I think that would be fun, personally. Anyways, go used. I mean, I would personally recommend going used, definitely, unless you're getting some kind of amazing warranty or something. Plastic lasts a pretty decent long time. It's a little tricky to repair a kayak if you have some really nasty holes or gouges in it. Repairing plastic is not the easiest thing in the world. I'm certainly not a professional at it, and I've done barely any plastic repair myself. But that being said, by the way, I would not necessarily recommend inflatable. I think Pervy had, I don't know if it was this comment. Yeah, he was talking about inflatable. You know, they are a lot more portable. They're a lot more easy to stow. But honestly, and you know, and you can certainly patch inflatable stuff. You can patch, you know, whether it's more like a raft or whether it's more like an inflatable cushion. You know, like a pool toy versus like a river raft. There's different thicknesses and qualities and such, but it is absolutely patchable. The thing is, it's also possible you could get a really nasty hole and sink in a matter of minutes. You don't want that. You know, let's say your area is flooded. You're like, okay, I'm gonna pump up the inflatable and we're gonna go rowing down the street to higher ground. The only problem is you snag a street sign and that street sign goes swoop and cuts a hole. Even if the hole is like an inch, 2 inches long, your raft will sink. It won't sink instantly, but in a matter of 5 to 10 to 15 minutes, you're not going to have flotation. It's not going to be a matter of bailing water out. You're just not going to have enough flotation. Everything you own will drop to wherever it is. And if there's any sort of water movement, it will get all washed down the stream into who knows where. So Is an inflatable better than nothing? Absolutely. If you're limited on space, would you go inflatable? Sure. Ideally, I would go non-inflatable, but that's just me. You know, if you like inflatable stuff, or there's a certain, like, I saw a woman a while ago, a couple of years ago, at the beach with an inflatable stand-up paddleboard, which looked really cool. You could certainly put 300-400 pounds of stuff on it. Put two of them together with some 2x4s, man. Even two surfboards. You know, I got two surfboards for $40 in that room over there. Now, granted, they need a little bit of work, but two surfboards and a couple 2x4s and some straps, you could move several hundred pounds of weight. You know, not really a big deal. Now, is it going to be something you want to, take out in the ocean? No. But as far as moving large amounts of weight, yeah, you could. So, man, it makes me want to work on my windsurf boat. I have not worked on that thing in months. Shame on me. If I knew a few of my subs a little better and I had a garage, I would totally invite a few of them over and have like a bug out boat working project. I think that would be super fun. So I was just kind of reading the comment more in detail here. A slingshot or darts. If you're using darts to deflate other people's rafts and shit hits the fan, you're a gangster. You are a fucking gangster. Marauder Prepper would, right? I'm sure Marauder Prepper would be deflating other people's rafts. Yeah. I was choking on some words in one of these videos, and he's telling me about the words livestock and poultry, which I'm familiar with, but they don't always come to me. Egg production, breeding. We used to have chickens at my house years ago. They all got eaten by the raccoons, I think, but we had a lid to get to the eggs, and I think the raccoons figured out how to lift the damn lid. I swear we had it like latched or locked at one point, but we lost every one of those damn chickens. At night, not during the day. I think at night. At least I think it was at night. Pretty sure it was at night, usually, yeah. We would have 4, and then we had 3, then we had 2, and then we had 1, and then we didn't have any chickens. So, protect your chickens better than we did. They were in a fully enclosed coop, mind you. Fully enclosed. Fucking raccoons, man. Too smart for their own good. If you can find a female goat, you can breed them. Well, I do understand how breeding and animal husbandry works, at least on the basic physiological level. Male goats are assholes, generally. Males of the species can be more temperamental, certainly, but male goats in particular, billy goats, so to speak, as opposed to a nanny goat. See, now who's teaching who animal terminology? Billy goats can be jerks. They can be a little bit ornery, and they can kind of mess you up. I don't know if they'd kill you, but they could definitely break a bone or a hip or a wrist or concussion or who knows what. But anyways, if I was going to raise goats, I'd probably have female goats, then just go to somebody that had a billy goat and just breed them like that. I don't think I would try to own a male goat. They're a little bit ornery for me, but would I ever consider getting into animal husbandry? Maybe. Maybe on the small scale with like chickens or rabbits or maybe goats. Not sure if I'm trying to have pigs, although I don't see anything wrong with raising pigs per se. You can feed them damn near anything, organic anyways. I'm not against raising my own meat. I'm not against eating meat right now, even though I know that animals have somewhat of a rough life in industrial environments. I'm not so much personally concerned about the health concerns. If I ever stopped eating meat, it would probably be I probably won't ever stop eating meat. But if I did ever stop eating meat, it would be more because I don't want to kill nice little piggies and cows, more so than I think that I'm going to die from heart disease from eating a steak. Um, all things in moderation. I don't eat a lot of steaks. I would probably like to eat more steaks, but part of me has kind of fallen out of love with steaks in recent years. I don't know what it is, but maybe they just don't taste as good as they used to. But I'm not. I still eat beef, but I don't know. I don't eat a lot of steaks these days. Maybe I should. I should eat more steaks. Oh, Pervy, you're killing me. How long is this video already? 41 minutes. Ugh. Do you have any idea how long a 41-minute takes to upload? It takes about 20 minutes to upload on my computer. And believe it or not, that's not so much from my internet speed, that's more from either the speed of my hard drive or the speed of my phone. And I think my phone, being flash memory, is actually, if it had more RAM, I think my phone would be a little bit faster. But I'm going to cut off this video. We're going to come back with a second video response to ohpervyone.